Welcome, I'm Dragon, and today I will be doing another tutorial or quick tip on the Boolean modifier. So the reason I'm doing this is mainly because I've used it quite a bit, mainly for things that I'm 3D printing, so I thought it would be worth covering. So let's get into it. Okay, so here we are in Blender, and you can see the default cube. If I duplicate this and move it upward, I can show you a quick example of the Boolean modifier and how to use this Boolean modifier. So now that I have these intersecting cubes, I can go to Modifiers and go down to Boolean. So with Boolean modifier selected on this cube, you can go from Object and select the other cube in this example. If you were using this with a different one, then you'd select whatever object you want to cut out or combine. So the default setting is difference, which what difference does is when you hide this cube, you could see that it literally cuts an area out of this cube, which personally I use this one the most. So that is the biggest use for Boolean for me. But you can also use union, which if you do this, you could see that it has this weird glitchy effect. But if you apply this and then delete the other one, it actually combines the two cubes, which can be useful at times if you want to have two things combined. The thing is with this is that sometimes it has bad geometry, but supposedly in Blender 2.91 it has gotten better, so it's easier to use the Boolean modifier. Okay, so the other setting that you can do with this is intersect, which, as you can see, this other cube that I had the modifier on completely disappeared, and it is now right here. So if I apply this and then delete this cube, you can now see that I have just a random cube here, but really it's not random because it's a combination of this cube and a cube over here, which if I change this, then you can see the cube better. So that is the basics of the Boolean modifier. And now another thing to mention is fast and exact. Pretty much does exactly what it says. This fast makes it not look as good, but is faster for your computer. Exact is slower for your computer, but more exact. So pretty self-explanatory. So now that we have covered the Boolean modifier, here is a quick example of how I would typically use this modifier. So if say you wanted a hole in this because you wanted this as a 3D printed part, maybe you wanted it to hold a pencil. So to do this with the Boolean modifier, you could see that I have two objects. One of them is what I want to cut out and make the holes. So all you do is go add the Boolean modifier and then select the object you want to cut out. But when I do this, you can see that it looks kind of weird because it is shaded smooth, and that is why I mainly only use this for 3D printing, because if you want this as a render, it's not going to look particularly amazing if it's shaded smooth, and that's because the geometry isn't the best. Even though it has been improved, it's still not perfect. But that is how I typically use the Boolean modifier. But if I didn't really want this and I wanted that beam to be connected to this, then I could just use the union within the Boolean modifier. But other than that, thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful. If you have any recommendations for tutorials that you would like to see next, let me know in the comments below. But bye!